So what is happening with Taylor Swift in 2024 after this stellar successful year, 2023? Well, many of you have asked me to do a forecast for Taylor Swift, and here it is. Sorry it took me a hot minute. I'm a busy woman with a lot of New Year updates as we all get ready for 2024 Year of the Dragon. My name is Lydia Nitya. This is Karma Chameleon. Often on this channel, I like to read the charts of famous people to better understand our own lives and our own charts. And we also cover feng shui and flying stars. So if this interests you, you're curious, you're wondering, please subscribe and hit the bell. Like this video if it speaks to you so that you don't miss a single one. I still have a few more videos to put out for you as we all prepare for what is going to be a truly phenomenal year ahead. So Taylor Swift, wow, what a success story. She and Beyonce really did, wow. Women in music, blowing it up. And this is so period 9. Another video that I recently put out for you guys. Period 9 starts next year. It's a new 20-year period that is all focused on the element of fire. And it is the rise of the divine feminine, the woman rising up like a phoenix. Amazing. And in a lot of ways, I'm like thinking this in the moment with you, how energy, we're not like so aware or conscious of what's going on, but intuitively we sense it. And so people who are tuned in and sensing it connect and get into that vibe and ride it. And both of those women did incredible performances. And I'm looking forward to seeing the video about Taylor Swift. I myself don't get out much, but, for a concert these days, but I really want to see her video. They're both amazing. So Taylor Swift, let's unpack her 2024 by first looking at 2023. So the interesting thing to know about Taylor is this. So remember the full video that I did about her and her relationship with Travis. And I'm going to put some of these video links in so that you can follow along and check them all out. So the cool thing with her is that 2023 mirrored not only her hour, which is where your career sits, but also her current luck cycle that began in 2017. And so this has been a really big, huge surge of support. And also a very strong emphasis on this being a teachable moment and an inspired moment, both for her to receive and for her to give. And you remember when we looked at her hour before, I was saying to you that her work is a challenge and it is ever evolving in that challenge, right? That's especially for somebody in the arts. She started out as in country and she's moved into different genres. She's adapting, she's changing, she's moving with the creative energy inside of her. She is a true artist. And so it's a beautiful thing to see that her focus, whether she's aware of it or not, but in her chart, her focus for her music is to teach and inspire young girls, whoever's listening, and that in of itself makes my heart sing, because my feeling is if you're doing work in this world, see how you can spin it so that it is something that is of benefit for the environment, for other people, specific population. And if your job does not give you that outlet, that avenue, See what volunteer work you can do, even on a small scale, with the time that you have available. Because when you are of service in this world in a way in which you do inspire and educate people on something, even on educating them about them knowing themselves better, it's the kind of karma yoga, we call it, that just makes your soul sing. All right, so there's an interesting thing happening with the rabbit of 2023 in her hour and with her luck cycle that is really emphasizing relationships for her since 2017. These relationships are that penalty of the rat that sits in her month, because she just had a birthday, right? And December is the month of the rat. And so this is me. I could be totally off, but my feeling is that she has an unusual, unconventional relationship with her parents in relation to her career. They tour with her. They are very involved in her life for being the age that she is. And I think that there is something, let me just say, I think that something's going to change with that in the coming year. I think it's time for her to grow up. That's just my feeling. All right, so another thing to recognize this year, surged a lot of wood into her chart. And again, that's in the form of support. And as that support has surged in, it ignites her career, which is the element of water, to feed and nourish that wood surging in. And I've talked before, when you want to see success, power, all the victory, all that abundance and success in your career, you want to see a strong ruling element, and then a strong supporting element to you. And so she's got that flow going. Beautiful. So all of these things really aligned for her this past year. 2024, I just want to mention Travis Kelce, her current beau, and I am rooting for these two. I do think that they are a really cool match. And I talked about their relationship in a previous video. But he is born on the day of the dog, which is the enemy of the dragon of 2024. And this coming year is going to challenge him. And I think that it's going to be something happening with his career, is going to go through a real shakeup of some sort. Maybe, it's an injury that sidelines him, or he gets traded for a different team, things like that. I mean, something pretty dramatic. And then the dragon really asks him to look at himself, to take a good look at himself, and in that looking at himself, recognize that what's happening. He's got in this, within the challenge of his career, and the challenge directly hitting him. This is a year that's really going to have him questioning himself. What are his values? How does he feel with himself? And how he manages his responsibilities. This also is mentioning of romantic relationships, of moving, of travel, of earning money, not in a huge abundant flow, but making money, and meeting all of his responsibilities. I think it's going to be a very interesting year for him. Taylor, on the other hand, her year, and this is again where I was talking about this penalty of the rabbit and the rat in regards to her career and her parents. This coming year is going to bring up a lot of legal things that she needs to deal with. And it's also very focused on her mother. And so it'll be interesting to see how that plays out. The other thing is that the dragon and that rat in the month infuses water, which is going to really add more energy to her career. And the dragon and the rabbit, which again is in her luck cycle and her hour, is surging in wood and weakening earth. So this is interesting because yes, we have the same basic components as this year, as far as her career being really infused with a lot of energy. But I think that there is something that's going to be slowly happening next year, which is a cautionary tale. Remember what happened with Madonna. Now I know there's a huge age difference there, but we don't have the capacity to push ourselves day in and day out as hard as humanly possible without eventually hitting a wall of burnout. And that weakening of earth is the weakening of her motivation, her creativity, that spark within herself to continue to come up with content, to continue to write songs. And after this ginormous tour that she's been on, my prayer for her is that she has a chance to just stop and rest and take a break. That's my hope for her in this coming year, that she is able to find that balance for herself. But I think it's going to be an interesting time. I really do, for Taylor. The focus being on her mother and the focus being on her career still. I mean, there is a lot of energy still being generated with her career. But again, the only caution I could see is her reaching a certain level of creative burnout, but aside from that, the girl's riding high. And let's see what happens with her and Travis next year, because that conflict of the dog and the dragon hitting up against his day is going to be something else, because that could be the kind of thing that breaks him open to realize what he has and do something about it. Like, for instance, get engaged. Could happen, right? It could be something where he recognizes that what he's doing, he wants to change. So I think we're going to see a lot of big things happening for Travis next year, and certainly for Taylor. So yeah, good things still ahead for our girl. Sing away. And thank you again for watching. I so appreciate your comments and questions, and I look forward to seeing you soon. And until then, be well.